All right, welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're taking a close look at 2IS Engineering.
Okay.
We've got their company resume, and let me tell you, this is not your typical engineering firm.
Oh, how so?
Well, first of all, they promise 24-hour turnaround on mechanical design solutions.
Yow, that's fast.
Yeah, right? And get this, they've got over 30 years of experience working with companies like Caterpillar and GE.
Oh, wow, the big leagues.
Exactly. We're talking about heavy hitters here. The kind of companies that build the machinery that keeps the world running, you know.
Makes sense. So what kind of stuff do they actually do?
Well, their range of services is pretty impressive. They handle outsourced design, product development, 3D modeling, FEA analysis, prototyping, you name it.
It sounds like they cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, it's almost like a one-stop shop for anything mechanical engineering related.
I see. So they're not just specialized in one particular area.
Nope, not at all. They work across a ton of different industries: aerospace, automotive, medical. They've got the expertise to tackle pretty much anything.
That's impressive. I bet that adaptability is a huge asset in today's market.
Totally agree. But there's one more thing that really sets 2IS apart.
What's that?
Their founder has this amazing story. It involves a kidney stone miracle, and it perfectly illustrates their problem-solving philosophy.
A kidney stone miracle. Okay, you've got my attention.
So the founder had this 10-millimeter kidney stone. Pretty serious stuff, right?
Yeah, okay, say so.
And the doctors recommended surgery, but the founder, being the problem solver that he is, decided to look for alternative solutions.
Interesting. So instead of just accepting the medical advice, he took matters into his own hands.
Exactly. He drastically increased his fluid intake and started doing hundreds of jumps every day.
Hundreds of jumps. What was he trying to do?
He was trying to use his body to dislodge the stone, almost like he was applying engineering principles to his own body.
Wow, that's dedication.
Right. And get this, just 3 days before his scheduled surgery, he feels this shift, and boom, the stone moves into his bladder.
No way. That's incredible.
I know, right? The doctors were baffled.
But wait, he still had to pass the stone, right?
Exactly. But true to his engineering mindset, he carefully increased his bladder pressure, and the stone was expelled naturally. No surgery, no complications.
That's amazing. Talk about thinking outside the box.
Right. It's like he took his engineering problem-solving approach and applied it to his own health.
I wonder if that same mindset influences his work at 2IS.
I'm sure it does. In fact, it's probably a big part of what makes them so successful.
So tell me more about this founder. What's his background like?
Well, he's got over 30 years of experience in the field. He's worked with some major players like the Department of Transportation, Caterpillar, GE, and even JUKI.
JUKI.
Yeah, they're a global automation powerhouse.
Wow, that's quite a resume.
Yeah, and he's not just a mechanical engineer. This guy is a leader, a project manager, a data analyst. And on top of all that, he's currently working on his PhD.
A PhD. That's impressive.
It really shows his dedication to continuous learning, you know?
It sounds like he's the kind of person who's always pushing himself to be better.
Definitely. And his achievements speak for themselves. He's received the Secretary's Transportation Safety Award, holds multiple patents, and even ranked in the top 100 for the Create the Future Design Contest.
The Create the Future contest, I've heard of that. It's pretty prestigious, right?
Oh yeah, it attracts some of the brightest minds in engineering from all over the world.
So we've got this incredibly accomplished founder with a truly remarkable story. How does all of this connect back to 2IS and what they do?
That's a great question, and it's what we'll explore in the next part of our deep dive.
Well, it sounds like that 24-hour turnaround promise is a direct reflection of his kidney stone approach.
Yeah, you could say that they don't just meet deadlines, they crush them.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So we know they offer a lot of different services, but what's their real specialty? What makes them stand out from other engineering firms?
I think their biggest strength is their integrated approach. You know, they don't just design parts in isolation. They consider how those parts function as part of a larger system, how they interact, and how to optimize them for performance and durability.
So it's not just about creating a part that works. It's about creating a part that works perfectly within the context of the whole machine.
Exactly. And that's where their expertise in things like FEA analysis and prototyping comes in.
FEA analysis.
Yeah, FEA stands for finite element analysis. It's basically a way to test designs virtually before anything is physically built.
Oh, so it's like a computer simulation.
Exactly. They can simulate all kinds of stresses and strains to make sure the design is strong enough and will hold up under real-world conditions.
That must save their clients a lot of headaches down the road.
Oh, absolutely. No one wants to deal with costly redesigns or production delays because a part failed.
So they're not just designing parts, they're giving their clients peace of mind.
Right. And speaking of peace of mind, they also offer 204/7 support, which is pretty huge in today's world.
24/7. Wow, that's impressive. It shows a real dedication to customer satisfaction.
Definitely, clients need to know they can get help anytime, day or night, if something goes wrong.
And it's not like they only work with one specific industry, right?
Nope. They've got experience in a whole range of sectors: aerospace, automotive, medical, even construction machinery.
That's wild. It's like they can handle anything.
That's the beauty of having such a diverse team of engineers. They're not afraid to step outside their comfort zone and tackle new challenges.
Speaking of challenges, it's interesting how the founder's approach to his kidney stone problem kind of mirrors how 2IS approaches engineering challenges.
You mean how he refused to accept limitations and searched for a better solution?
Yeah, exactly. Instead of just going with the flow, he took control of the situation and explored all the options.
And he ended up finding a solution that worked better than anyone expected.
It makes you wonder how many other impossible problems could be solved if we just had that same kind of mindset.
That's a great question, and it's something we should all strive for, that willingness to challenge the status quo and think outside the box.
So to sum it up, 2IS is more than just an engineering firm. They're a company that embodies the spirit of innovation.
Couldn't have said it better myself. They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the engineering world and inspiring others to do the same.
But let's not forget that their work has real-world implications.
That's right. Their innovations aren't just happening in a vacuum. They're shaping the world around us.
For example, if 2IS helps a company design a more fuel-efficient engine that benefits everyone because it means fewer emissions and a cleaner environment.
Exactly. And if they help design a medical device that's easier to use, that can improve the quality of life for countless patients.
It's amazing to think that the work they do behind the scenes can have such a profound impact on so many people's lives.
And it all goes back to that core principle of challenging the status quo and searching for better solutions.
Just like the founder did with his kidney stone.
Precisely, he refused to accept limitations. And that same mindset is evident in everything 2IS does. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We talked about 2IS's capabilities, their range of services, their founders, incredible story.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what they've accomplished.
Totally. But let's take a step back for a moment. How does all of this, all this engineering stuff, how does it actually impact the everyday person?
That's a good point. It's easy to get caught up in the technical details and forget about the bigger picture.
Right. So how does 2IS's work actually make a difference in our lives?
Well, mechanical engineering is kind of like the unsung hero of the modern world.
Unsung hero.
Yeah, I mean, it's involved in almost every aspect of our lives, but we don't always think about it.
True, true.
Like the cars we drive, the medical devices that keep us healthy, the planes that connect us to the world.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
It's all thanks to mechanical engineering. And 2IS, they're right there on the front lines, coming up with innovative solutions that ultimately shape our world.
So even though they might be working behind the scenes, their impact is pretty huge.
Absolutely. Let's say 2IS helps a company develop a more fuel-efficient car engine.
Okay.
Well, that means lower emissions, which means cleaner air for all of us.
Makes sense.
Or what if they help design a new medical device that's easier for patients to use?
Yeah.
That could improve the quality of life for tons of people.
Wow, I never really thought about it that way. It's amazing how seemingly small innovations in engineering can have such a widespread impact.
It really is. And it's a reminder that engineering isn't just about numbers and equations.
It's about people.
Exactly. It's about using our creativity and problem-solving skills to make the world a better place.
And it sounds like 2IS is doing a pretty great job of that.
For sure. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of 2IS engineering, let's leave our listeners with a little challenge.
Challenge, I like it.
Take a look around you at the everyday objects and systems that you use.
Okay.
How many of them were influenced by mechanical engineering?
Probably more than I realize.
And more importantly, how could those things be improved? What innovative solutions could be applied to make them more efficient, more sustainable, or maybe even just more user-friendly?
That's a great point. The world is full of challenges, but it's also full of opportunities for innovation.
Exactly. And if there's one thing we can learn from 2IF, it's that with a bit of creativity, a lot of hard work, we can overcome any obstacle.
And make the world a better place along the way.
Absolutely. So remember the kidney stone miracle, remember 2IS engineering, and next time you face a problem, don't be afraid to think outside the box. You never know what amazing solutions you might come up with.
Well said. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure. Until next time.